everybody. Welcome back to Citizens Complex, where we are playing the Chronicles game, and we are down 2 players, but we're not going to talk about that one. Because we are continuing our mentorship arc. But I'll give the players a little bit of time as they all wake up at the breakfast table. Xanon and Thumper are dead asleep. But yeah, do you guys want to do anything as you guys are getting breakfast in your dorm rooms?
Um, Rose just doing their normal morning thing, eating something unspeakably disgusting, according to everyone else, and probably doodling in their notebook like they always do. They'll say hello to whoever walks in.
Um, Oslo will wander in and sit down and ask how your training has been.
Real
I learned. Oh,
Real quick, can I get a D100 roll for our beloved mushroom?
oh no. Uh, 32.
So correct me if I'm wrong. You can eat anything because mushroom metabolism will turn it into food, correct?
I believe that is the canon that we established.
Wonderful.
That
You
as
are
long as it
just
can decompose, I can eat it.
you are sitting there eating a soup made from old ink that has molded and turned a musky brown, and it used to come out of broken old pens you found in a dumpster. I have a D100 table for disgusting rotten food.
I'm glad I could inspire this. Yeah, that sounds about right. This is what Ro has interpreted as cereal after watching their friends eat something similar.
Well, we'll say there's some pen caps in there to like be like little crunchiness.
Yeah, it's got the liquid bits and the crunchy bits. That's cereal, right?
Yeah, anyways, Ozzo was asking how your training's going.
Uh, I learned a new spell, and then I will I will think about casting it, and then decide that that's probably not a good idea at the breakfast table, and be like, yeah, I learned a new spell. And did you know that you have to tune these things? I didn't know that. Ro has never tuned their instrument in their life.
Why do I feel like two things and you pull up a piano app on your iPad?
Dude, the amount of times that Ro has actually played that instrument is less than 5, okay? What did you do?
The silence says it
What?
all.
The silence says it all. um,
Not at home, so I lost signal for a minute.
Oh, you're
you're
good.
fine. What did Oslo do at mentorship training? What are we calling this?
Your internships.
Internships.
My mentor is a old grouchy dude who I want to stab, and a hot dude.
um, you don't like one of them? Is old and grumpy bad?
Yes,
Oh,
I know you. Yeah, I know you like all people, living things that
That's
have.
not true. I really don't like Vannon's brother.
That's fair. That's actually surprisingly. I don't know why that surprises me. I feel like you would take the view that anybody could be saved.
No, he's mean, and he didn't ask permission before he hurt us.
Unfortunately, not everybody asks for consent. They just do. No.
Also, when he killed us and we all had those weird hallucinations, dreams, whatever, I I'm still I don't like the feelings that I have about what happened.
Okay, that's fair. You know, as much as I hated therapy lands, talking about what happened is a good thing.
It's just given me really complicated emotions about my friends.
Well, most things are complicated. Life isn't easy. I don't think it's supposed to be. But your choices are what make it good. The people you surround yourself with help with that.
That's true. I'm gonna look around and be like, I know Thumper's not usually an early riser, but at what point should we be worried?
You know what? For the humor, can both of you give me a D20 charisma check?
Ooh. 23.
Be just a second. D&D Beyond is loading. You said charisma?
Yes.
That's an 11.
So both of you remember the last time this happened. You guys were like, when should we be concerned that Thumper was dead? Also, you feel a lot of concern from this. Ro, not so much.
He's fine. I'm sure they're having fun. Not like the time he died at all.
Oslo, just to make Ro feel better, will go peek into Thumper's bedroom. Just make sure he's alive.
You see a naked bunny and naked dragon with bunny laying on dragon doing an eep.
Okay, Oslo will come back down. He's good.
Rose just munching on their cereal. Probably with a little bit of it dribbling down their chin. It's been a year. Eating is still weird this way.
Oslo will be like, you have to eat that way with us.
You're a bit quiet, but what I believe I heard is you don't have to eat that way when you're with us.
Yeah, but we're really trying to develop the habit because eating in the cafeteria at lunchtime is still. I still make everyone uncomfortable.
There.
Rose was trying to be considerate, but they appreciate their friends. Um, well, what's on our agenda today? God, what's on our agenda today? Ro does not know their schedule.
I think we have more training to do today. I think we're just supposed to meet with our people until I don't know when.
Well, you should try to have a better day than yesterday, even if your mentor is old and grumpy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stab it. That normally makes me feel better.
Ro's gonna contemplate that for a second and be like, stabbing people feels like an appropriate skill for you, so good luck with that. Like in Ro's mind, that's very possibly the purpose of your lessons is to learn to stab him. So
I
You're,
mean, fair.
you're a rogue. You should know how to stab people.
he probably doesn't want you to stab him, but
Well, that's kind of the point, right? We're supposed to be learning these skills, improving these skills.
it's true.
Okay, I'm gonna have to BRB really quick as I go talk to the lady at the bank.
Alrighty.
I'll listen, but I won't be able to talk.
That's okay. We could start with Ro.
Yeah.
Since the headphones aren't working, I may not be able to listen either.
Well, you're the one who decided to go to the bank, so
It's not exactly a choice I have. I have plans, and I need money.
remember,
Um,
there's these conflicts. We do not approve of D&D and driving. I want to make that very clear to the audience. Do not play a Dungeons and Dragons game or any tabletop role-playing game while operating a motor vehicle.
Normally, a table is required.
Hey, we're all in our mind palace here. It's perfectly fine. I'm not looking at anything, and when you made me do my dice roll, I was at a stop sign, so it's fine.
All right. If we're doing Ro first. I remember from last time that Ro met Rowan. Am I going back to see Rowan again today?
Yes.
Okay.
Rowan would have told you to meet at a little local coffee shop.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Specifically, a little coffee shop called Spore.
Aw.
As you walk up and sit, and Rowan's just sitting there using, purify food and drink on their food, as you realize this coffee shop is ran completely by Myconids who make Myconid food.
Honestly, Ro's a little uncomfortable. But they'll sit down and greet Rowan. Hello.
Hey, sweetheart, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you? I don't know where this voice came from, and I don't like it, so we're gonna stop. I had a good breakfast with Oslo this morning.
Wonderful. They serve a delicious polluted water drink here.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. But I'm kind of full. I had a lot of ink and pen caps this morning.
Sweetheart, do you just eat out of a trash can?
Sometimes. Um, but I also have I have some nice stuff decomposing in my pocket right now, and we got this really cool magic item on adventuring, and anything I put in there is like automatically decomposed overnight. It's really awesome because sometimes I look at things and I'm like, man, I wonder what that would taste like. But uh, like the last time I looked at something, um, Vannon told me that it takes like 300 years to decompose properly, and I don't want to wait that long.
Well, may I suggest not eating out of trash cans?
Is this another one of those rules about living among people?
It is actually very illegal for you to dumpster dive.
But why? People throw so much like perfectly good food away. I'm just it feels so wasteful if I don't eat it.
Well, have you thought maybe around campus you set up a place for people to bring you their scraps rather than dumpster diving?
Oh, I'm pretty sure other than Oslo, Vannon, and Thumper that none of the other students are comfortable around me at all. Well, that's not true. There's Zag and Melody. They seem to be okay with me too, but everyone else like stays at least 20 feet away from me at all times. Which I guess I understand that. I think the last time someone got closer to me and they accidentally bumped into me, and I was scared, so I stunned them. And I said I was sorry, but everyone started avoiding me extra hard after that.
Yes, and it takes a second before you see another gorgeous woman walking from the bathroom, wearing like some high waisted. I wouldn't. It's. I don't know if high waisted's the right word, but do you know like those like pants that like go like right underneath, like right here underneath the boobies? She's like
Hmm.
wearing one of those with like a very like fancy like long sleeve top, a violin case wrapped around her back, long curly whitish pink hair, and she'll come sit down next to Rowan, give Rowan a kiss on the cheek, and just goes, "Sweetheart, is this the person that you wanted me to meet?" Yes, they're adorable, but I thought you could help them work on presentation. And you just see these like two beautiful women talking to each other about you,
Yeah, Ro,
like you're not
Ro,
there.
Ro, Ro still has some ink on their chin.
Yeah, you see Donna's gonna use presentation to like clean up your chin.
My friends say you're supposed to ask people before you cast magic on them. And unless they attack us first, and then I can use all of the magic I want without permission.
Technically, I use the magic on the ink on your cheek, not on you.
You you've stunned Ro into a logic loop. Hi, what's your name? You're
Hi,
pretty.
my name's Donna Belladonna.
Like the plant?
Yes, like the plant Belladonna, and my last name is Belladonna.
Huh. Hi.
My middle name's Ivy, but that doesn't seem very important.
Do you like plants?
No, Rowan's more of the planned person in this relationship.
Oh, your name doesn't make sense then.
To be fair, my name was Donna Springs before I got married.
That's fair. I like Belladonna better. That's better.
Anyways, my wife wanted me to, help you on some presentation and maybe, some illusionary spells.
Okay.
Yeah, does Rono alter self by chance?
Uh, no.
Or disguise self?
No.
Wonderful. You're sitting there and you look at Donna. They will like snap their fingers and you see they turn into a myconid in front of you.
Rose gonna poke them.
Yeah, you poke them and it feels like you are poking, mushroom flesh.
That's a neat trick. But I already look like that.
Well, I can teach you how to turn yourself into any humanoid.
That's probably useful. Can I look like you?
She will snap her fingers and cast alter self on you as you turn into her.
Clarifying question.
Yes.
Am I taller? Or
Yes.
am I like okay. How tall is this woman?
She is 6'2".
Oh. Oh, the view from up here is much different.
I know alter self isn't supposed to work this way, but I'm allowing it to because I'm the DM and I can do whatever I want.
You can really see a lot from up here. I should ride on Vanon's shoulders more often.
Yeah, and she'll dispel the 2 spells so you go back to normal and she does as well.
Aww.
But my wife is working on helping you appear more innocent and deceiving. And I'm gonna help you learn how to change that appearance to fit your whims.
Okay.
And as well, I heard you had a very special staff.
I do. I guess I don't really pull it out because it's been visible this whole time. But I'll like take it off my back and be like, it's pretty cool. You want to go inside?
Not particularly, but
Oh, that's probably a good idea. Sometimes I store magic in here and then I forget.
I want us to work on your reaction time as well.
Reaction time?
She will move quickly and just poke the brim of your hat, and before your spores can even touch her, she's moved out of range.
Hey, that's a cool trick.
While Rowan focuses more on combat, I focus a bit more on speed.
Speed. I am not very fast. My legs are very small.
Well, yeah, you see the 2 of the Rowan will give Donna a little kiss on the cheek before Rowan will go off to do Rowan stuff. And you're left with Donna, who is going to take you to a track and field course.
I'd like everyone in the audience to just try to imagine a tiny little mushroom running track and field.
Stubby little. Now all I can think is like the corgis, like the small little ones that are like at dog shows, who are like struggling to get on the ramps because they're tiny little legs.
Just saying, this is going to be hilarious for anyone who's observing.
So yes, we get to, and as you're sitting there, please roll me a Arcana check using your charisma instead of intelligence.
Arcana.
Using
Okay.
your charisma instead of intelligence.
28.
Yeah, you learn the alter self spell as Donna is going to teach you the musical chord progression for the spell.
Yeah. Ro is proficient at musical instruments, but we don't use them very often, so I don't imagine that this sounds perfect.
Hmm.
But it's passable.
Which I'm
We
assuming
did tune our instrument.
I am going to assume Ro will eventually, make this into like an art piece that they can make with ink. They're more proficiency
Yeah,
in bardic
but
expression.
the
And
the second Ro casts Alter Self for the first time, I'm gonna give you two guesses into who Ro transforms into.
Vanon's dad.
Yes. Because I'm sorry, Nutmeg, this is not for the bit in the way that we normally do this bit. Ro is absolutely gonna choose to look like an Eldritch horror. Okay, it's just gonna. It's their aesthetic. It's great. But I think I'm gonna max out at like 6 feet. Okay, like I know Vanon's dad is significantly larger than that, though.
Give me just a quick second to send something in the general chat and the Discord for a second. Ro is your dad with no context.
Also, I'm curious. How does Donna respond to Ro turning into this creature?
So here's the thing, you don't turn into his eldritch form.
No, but his very handsome form.
You end up turning into his humanoid form, which is like this white, like jaw and everything, like cracked and like ears coming off with one giant horn up the side of your face, long dark hair that seems to like be like galaxies and big ass wings.
Yeah, I imagine this would be traumatizing if Vanon happened to walk by the track at this point.
um Donna's gonna look for a sec and just like, and once you master the spell, you can make this seem a bit more realistic. And you see she'll walk over and put the hand through the illusion of Alter Self.
Oh,
Mastery of a spell takes some work. Mechanically, if you cast this spell 5th level or higher once you have those spell slots, the spell will alter your physical being completely rather than just making a more solid illusion.
amazing! I enjoy this. Cool. If I get to keep practicing, the next thing I'm gonna turn into is Thumper, because I feel like the ears would be hard to master.
Yeah, you turn into Thumper and you have, instead of having bunny ears, you have elven ears just on the top of your head instead.
Is it working?
Well, those are elf ears, sweetheart.
They're long and pointy. That.
You see, she'll conjure a bunny, and you're like, the ears need to look like this.
Oh. That's Ro trying to change the ears.
Yeah, and the ears will pop into the form of a bunny. But instead of them being Thumper's fur pattern, you copy the fur pattern of the bunny you were looking at.
The tracks.
Close enough.
Yay! I keep practicing.
Now let's work on that speed of yours.
Okay. Can I turn? Ooh, should I stay in bunny form, or should I return to row form? I feel like I should return to row form, so I'm not concentrating on the illusion.
Yeah. So what is Rose's speed?
30 feet walking,
30 feet walking.
which feels fairly decent. I almost feel like we probably should retcon that to something smaller.
I'm gonna say for flavor, it's 20 feet, like most small races.
Yeah.
Because I
Okay.
honestly thought it was 20 this entire time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of thought so too, and then I looked at my sheet and it says 30. But we'll pretend it's 20 because I feel like that's the whole reason Ro always wants uppies. 'Cause
Um, yeah, so she will take you through this course, running beside you, and where you see her jump over like hurdles, she will watch you for a minute. And after like an hour of running this, and if can Ro give me a constitution check to see how well you're doing?
yeah. 15, not bad.
You only have one level of exhaustion.
I have exhaustion.
Yes.
Damn it.
Something tells me Ro doesn't do track and field very often.
I really don't. Hold on. Where's my Okay, one level of exhaustion. There we go. I don't do track and field. Remember, if you look at my student file, I don't have bones, so they didn't know what to do with me in the physical education class.
So yes.
Because I also don't have muscles technically.
You will spend some time with you to develop a new spell. Do you want Donna to roll the Arcana, or do you want to roll the Arcana for the crafting of the spell?
I can roll the Arcana.
You will get a bardic
I'm rolling.
inspiration from Donna.
Is that a 6 or a
Donna's a
4?
D12.
All right.
Donna's a level 20 bard.
Hey, little D12 that never gets rolled. Alright. 26. I didn't roll great on that D12.
Should I suggest a nudge for another bardic inspiration?
From myself or from my mimic?
It's up to you if you want to use your mimic's bardic inspiration.
Well, when the DM is nudging, I feel like I should. Hold on. All right. Where's my bardics on this freaking app? There they are.
Don't you have
Okay.
a D6 at the moment?
I have a D8 actually. What did I say before? 26?
26.
So 32.
You needed a 30 to make this spell.
All right.
You create a spell called Rose Fantastic Movement.
Oh,
It's not a concentration spell,
okay.
but it doubles your movement speed.
So it would be to 40 then.
Yes.
Okay.
Your jump height and distance is doubled.
Okay.
And you can choose to automatically pass any saving throw and end the spell early. This will be a 3rd level spell.
Um, did you say saving throw and ability check?
Just saving throws.
Okay. Awesome.
And I will say, for the purpose of this spell, if the saving throw says that if you pass, you take half damage, Ro will take no damage because of your fantastic movement.
Okay.
If you choose to automatically succeed.
That feels very useful. And how long does it last? You said it's not concentration, so is it like an
Not
8-hour?
it. Yeah, it lasts 8 hours, but you can choose to end it early for the free saving throw.
Okay.
You know
That is a
what?
fancy spell. I enjoy it.
Should I be nice?
I I always like it when you're nice to me.
I will
This
say,
is
us.
being nice has never led to consequences ever.
I can kill you again.
Just
What
don't make me go through that hell again.
what is Rose AC?
Rose AC is 13.
When this spell is casted, your AC is increased by 2
Okay.
for the duration.
Awesome. You gotta love a spell that I'm gonna have to remember to cast every time we take a long rest.
Listen, this is basically Rose's version of mage armor.
with special extras, I'm enjoying it.
Actually, no. I'm gonna change that part. I will be nice. Your AC becomes 14 plus Dex when this spell is active.
Okay.
But you cannot be wearing armor or wielding a shield.
That's okay. I don't think I do either of those things anyway. Ooh, that actually would bring me up to a 16 armor class. That's fantastic.
So this is basically Rose improved, mage armor.
Amazing. Are you gonna homebrew that spell and add it to my sheet, or do you need me to?
I'll homebrew it and add it to your sheet for you.
Okay. Friendly reminder then to also add rumor to my character sheet.
Yes. And we'll move over to Oslo if you're done at the bank counter.
I am done at the bank counter.
Wonderful. So how is Oslo going back to the ship for the day?
Oslo will begrudgingly go back and will just walk onto the boat, not say anything, walk past the captain, and because Damien told me that I have to get the ship ready to go without using any of my powers or
Yes.
tools. So Oslo, being Oslo and being the little shit he is going to ignore everybody on the boat.
Hmm.
Um, and is going to climb up into the bird's nest
Hmm.
and take a nap.
Yeah, as you go up there to take a nap, you just see already Davian is already napping up there, like full, like without clubbing, hair's a mess, like Hickey's covering their body, shirtless, and just like a pair of like pants and like one shoe. As you climb up there, Damien's like, "Yo, young sailor,
Oslo's just gonna lay down.
what you
Yeah,
doing?"
I'll take a nap. Had a big breakfast.
Yeah, sadly you can't do that.
So too. You?
I am technically your boss, so yes.
Okay. Then fire me.
Isn't that what you want me to do?
I want you to teach me something. I guess. That's why I'm here. At least that's why the school says I'm here.
And firing you won't teach you anything.
Hmm. No, but maybe it'll just prolong my schooling.
Is there a reason why you want to prolong your schooling?
It's what I've been told I'm supposed to do.
You know, you could just go to college.
Yeah, but that seems like more work.
Actually, I went to college and got a degree in pirating.
Hmm. I feel like I already learned that from my mother. Fine. Whatever. I'm supposed to what? Get this ship up and ready to go?
Well, the ship is already up to go. I finished that last night.
Hmm. Is that what you call it?
I might have went to a couple pubs.
Right. Work hard, play harder.
Absolutely.
How long you plan on doing that?
Work, working and playing harder for the rest of my life.
You don't want to get to a point where all you have to do is play.
Oh, I love the open seas and skies.
Hmm. Skies, I could agree with. Seas, no thanks. Water's gross.
Trust me, I prefer the sky as well if it wasn't very obvious.
So for you, I'm supposed to get the ship ready. For Grumpy McGrumpants over there, I'm supposed to steal something from him.
Yeah, but his test is more about perseverance than actually being able to steal from him. Trust me, you'll never get around his perception.
Um, Perseverance. I've already died. Pretty sure more than once. I don't think I have any more to prove on that. But sure. What exactly am I supposed to do?
Well, how about we
I
people
mean,
watch for a bit?
isn't persevering just spending time with old fart?
That's what I would say. But, come on. Let's sit up and at least people watch for a bit and tell me what you see. Do you have
Fine, I can
proficiency
do
in
that.
insight?
Do I have proficiency in insight?
Yes, insight and
Hang on.
perception.
Let me look. Also, for those concerned, I'm not driving. I've stopped to get gas. Yes, I am proficient in insight.
What about perception?
Yes, perception.
Um,
You want me to roll? You want me to roll perception?
sure.
Um, let's try that again because I hit the button for performance. That's a 10. I rolled shit on that.
You just
I
see
rolled a
normal
4.
people going out throughout their day. Um, please roll 3 more times. The morning will go by.
24, 19, and 22.
With that 24, you see what first seems to be like a little dot of a mushroom in like a track and field a couple like miles away, and then you see Vannon's dad. And then you see Thumper with weird ears, and you can see Ro doing training a couple miles away. With your next one, you do see some people who are being very sketchy and sus, and then ends up robbing some random stand. And with your last one, you notice that the captain takes off his belt um in the morning before he tries to hoist the sails.
Okay. Is his belt currently off?
By this point, he would have put it back on. But it seems he takes it off for about 30 seconds every morning to hoist the sails.
Okay. Oslo's not going to say anything about that,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll note it for later. But we'll point out the odd changing of the mushroom
Mm-hmm.
to Damien and be like, hey, that would be my friend and party member. Looks like she's learning something useful there. Although I don't think the execution is right. She's supposed to be a bunny. Ears are weird.
I will remind you that Ro uses they them. By the way.
Sorry.
No, you're cool. I was just reminding you.
Thank you. Ears are weird. But to be fair, she doesn't quite, they don't quite understand anatomy. I've tried. Lots of pictures. Lots of talk.
I would argue that there's only one faction of anatomy that Ro has mastered so far.
Hazel will take out some of the sketches that he has from Roe and be like, well, I guess they've mastered drawing pieces of it. That's good for her, though. But also concerning.
Why do a lot of these sketches seem to be a very hot and sexually deprived eldritch being?
Oh, that's our other friend's dad.
Well, I'm not going to shame your friend's kinks.
Um, yeah, they're a mushroom. They don't do things, from what I understand, although they are trying to understand what sex is.
So, like, this might be a weird, like, TMI question, but, like, You say they have a mouth, so I'm assuming like somebody sculpted them a mouth. Could like somebody like sculpt them genitalia for whatever Ro might want to do?
That I don't know. They do have a mouse. Um,
Hey God, what is the answer to that question? I mean, because I think you're the only one that knows the answer.
I,
At least until Ro can
Oslo's
cast a
problem.
fifth level spell. So-
Oslo's,
Listen,
Oslo's problem is now trying to remember if he explained what oral is.
why is like every conversation that comes out of Oslo's mouth when it comes to Ro is some form of sex?
Honestly, I think
Look,
it's because Oslo's the only one willing to teach Ro these things. I think Vannon is highly uncomfortable, and
Well, so the alter self spell would allow you to gain genitalia, yes.
good to
so
know.
for the like 5 minutes she was each humanoid, they had genitalia. I feel like Oslo's gonna have so many questions when they get home.
I would argue that I probably didn't when I was being Vannon's dad, but maybe I did when I was transformed as Thumper, because I have seen
And
that.
and Donna,
I don't know if I've seen Donna's lady
but
bits.
but she changed you, not you.
Oh, oh, that's true. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And she's a master. She definitely would include all the bits.
Yeah.
Is it bad? I could just see Ro in a future campaign. It's like Thumper and Zagreus changing like in the men's locker room, and Ro just walks in and be like, I have a question. The two of them like, you can't be in here, and Ro's like, I've seen both of your dicks and I've drawn them on multiple occasions. Anyways, I have a question. I see you have thoughts, but you're chewing.
I feel like this is a good time to remind the audience that canonically Ro is always naked. I don't wear clothes, I wear a cobweb. And I'll enjoy that piece of information, I guess.
Anyways, back to the training session. You may you spend the entire day people watching.
um, Oswald's also going to, after people watching for a bit,
Mm-hmm.
start investigating the ship to see what exactly they're supposed to help get ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will say you may gain expertise in either perception or insight.
Okay. I will gain it in insight because I already have it in perception.
Okay. And it seems there needs to be some repairs done to the hull. There are some mechanical things that need to be cleaned up, and there is some barnacles that need to be removed on another part of the hull.
Okay. Um, a Oslo will go and take a look at the mechanical stuff
Mhm.
and sketch it out so that he can take it back to um, his friends that are better with
Mhm.
technology and stuff
Mhm.
and be like, hey, how do I fix this?
Mhm. Please roll me a performance check for how well you sketch this out.
Oh, that's a 2 level to that one.
You have a very poor and honestly horrible sketch. I will say because it is a nat 1 for the ha ha funnies. Ro instantly just feels there's something wrong with my friends in the realm of art. You've offended Ro's sixth sense of being an artist with that nat 1.
It's like a cold shiver just goes down my non-existent spine.
And then Oslo will then remember that he has a cell phone and will take a picture of it.
Wonderful. So yeah, you snap some photos.
Yeah, I will snap some photos. I will also snap some photos of the wood stuff that needs to be corrected so I can talk to Thumper.
Okay.
There's a joke there that I'm not going to make.
And what about the barnacles?
I was just going to take his dagger and start scraping those off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give those to Ro to see what they can do with it. Be like, hey, you might want to eat these.
Yeah. And I will say you guys get a break for lunch. If you guys would want to meet up for lunch, you can.
Sure. Oslo will text Ro and be like, hey, ramen place? Question mark.
Absolutely. Ro loves that ramen place. They make the best trash ramen.
Wonderful. As you guys meet up for the ramen place and put in your orders, please talk among yourselves. A main part of doing this is I have to go run to the bathroom, and I didn't want to leave it in silence.
Mood. Um, okay, so who gets there first? Do you want Ro to get there first, or do you think Oslo gets to the ramen place first?
Um, I feel like Oslo would get there first just because he doesn't want to be on the ship.
Mood.
And
Okay.
and Rose does seem to enjoy their lessons. So
I'm having a blast. Um, okay. When Ro arrives, they'll look around, and when they see you, they'll kind of like dash towards you, um, and like hop into like. Are we at, I'm gonna say we're at a table, not a booth. I'm gonna hop into a chair and almost knock it over. Um, but I'm gonna recover, and I'll be like, How was your morning? Did you have is was it better? Was it better? Or was Mr. Grumpy Pants um grumpy again?
oh, I haven't talked to Mr. Grumpy Pants. I want to
Oh,
take his belt off, and I hung out with the half naked other guy. Here, I brought you some barnacles.
ooh, and I'm gonna shove them in my pockets. Thanks. Those will be delicious soon. Um, so, well, I'm glad that you didn't have to deal with Mr. Grumpy Pants.
And
Although
Ozzo's gonna slide you the picture, and I drew a picture.
Oh, I think I felt when you drew that.
And then also I'll show you the picture when it's supposed to be. I drew this.
That's what that was supposed to be?
Yeah,
Oh,
you, you
it's
can't tell?
uh I'm not great at impressionism. But I'm so proud of you for trying. I feel like that Ro got that someone said that to Ro a lot when they were growing up. I'm so proud of you for trying. Um,
Um,
Probably without the proud part.
oh,
Anyway,
although now being a little more aware of his surroundings than normal will clock that, be like, hey, we're all proud of you now.
I know it's fine. Um,
If not, they were like, this might be a little offensive to you, but I kind of just want to go stomp on all of them.
I feel like a year ago I would have really told you not to do that. But um I think the reason that no one ever leaves the colony is because the people that do leave the colony kind of realize how sucky it is.
Yeah.
Like, but that's, if. Ooh, did you stab the guy? You said you didn't see him, so I guess you didn't get to stab him.
I saw him when I watched him take his belt off.
Yeah, I was glossing over that because that seemed a little weird, but then you followed it up by saying you spent the morning with another half-naked man, and that seemed less weird.
Look, the life of a pirate in the open sea, you gotta do what you gotta do to have fun. No judgment. Just enjoy the time.
Oh, do you want to see the cool trick I learned today?
You mean when you turned into Bandit's dad and come there with weird ears?
You saw that?
Yeah, I was in the bird's nest with a half naked man. Watching
Yeah,
you change? That sentence doesn't feel right. Watching you change bodies doesn't make that sentence feel any better.
it was really
Watching you
cool though.
practice a new skill. That also doesn't feel great. Also, my mentor has a question about your anatomy, and I feel like that's an uncomfortable way to phrase that.
Let's be real. Everything is an uncomfortable way to phrase it when we're talking about Roe. So,
Well, you
what's the
have a mouse,
question?
right? You have a mouse
Yes.
that was given to you so you could quote unquote be more normal.
Yes, because it used to be when I ate, like I would just open up like a tear and shove stuff in, and that made people like even more uncomfortable than the mouth does.
Right. Could they have also given you humanoid anatomy in other places or other things if you wanted that?
I don't know. Maybe. What would be the purpose of that though? Like I understand the mouth, because I don't like making people uncomfortable. So like, would there be a purpose to other anatomy in an effort to make people less uncomfortable? Because if so, I
Honestly,
could ask.
honestly, no, because the other stuff, the, the other parts we use them for things that you wouldn't use in the same way. Like, I don't think if they gave you a penis or a vagina, you'd be able to pee out of it.
What a sentence for whispers to come back to.
What did I come back to?
Oslo is asking if Rose could have given Ro other humanoid anatomy.
Okay.
And Rose and asked Oslo, well, what would this be? And Oslo's like, I don't know, because I don't know if you would be a poop if you had those parts.
Because Rose said that they understand the need for the mouth because it's about making people more comfortable around them. And I asked if there were other bits of humanoid anatomy that would make other people more comfortable around me. And then we got to the peeing thing.
Okay.
Right. Because Oslo's thought would be, no, it wouldn't. I mean, I'm sure it's a weird kink for somebody, but like, I think it would make others uncomfortable. But then again, you eating also makes others uncomfortable.
Please continue your
As I turn my
conversation.
camera off to eat. What whispers?
So continue your conversation. Go on. Don't stop because I'm here now.
Oh, so I don't know. I mean, I guess I could ask, but I could technically also do that with the new spell I learned. Who should I try to beat? Who do you think I should try to beat? I already did Banon's dad. You saw that, and I already did Thumper. You saw that too. Um, I could try to be you, but that might be weird because then you'd be staring at yourself.
He said, never mind. Um, Oslo is going to look deep into your eyes, almost a little too intently. Well, I don't want you to be anybody but yourself. I understand that this new spell will be super helpful when we are stealthing somewhere or we go somewhere where maybe it wouldn't be accepted for you to be a mushroom. It would make our lives or mission harder. But there's nothing wrong with you the way you are.
You're just gonna get attacked by like a hug monster. Um, Probably before you finish that sentence. Which I think this has happened enough times that Ro can manage this without like getting like goopy red bits all over you
Oslo is
guys.
resistant to poison.
But so just I think I've mastered the art of hug bombing my group of friends without harming them. It's been a year. I give me this whispers.
Yes.
Yeah, I thanks, but it's still fun. Uh, she
Okay.
before we went to the track, she turned me into her. Oh, I met a new lady today. Her name was Donna Belladonna. But she doesn't like plants. Anyway, long story. She turned me into her, and I was like 6 feet tall. And man, being tall is really cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Do you know how much you can see from up there? I don't think I'm ever gonna let Vannon let me off his shoulders ever again.
Yeah. I mean, there is an advantage to height. You can see further. That's part of the reason I was in the bird's nest and how I could see you changing. Again, phrasing's not great.
So, but
I
uh,
just, I know we're supposed to learn a lot through these mentors, although I'm still not quite sure what my mentors are teaching me. I mean, yeah, I pay more attention now, just saying something for a stoner, but I still don't want you to lose yourself.
I'll try. They Rowan and Donna said that the purpose of my lessons is to teach me how to use my 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 looks and my what's the word they use? They want me to be able to trick people into thinking that I'm harmless so that I can do extra harm.
I mean, to be fair, everybody already underestimates you anyway.
Yeah, but what if it was more? But
More
that's,
could be good.
and then we were
Mine's
working
supposed
on me
to.
being faster. Maybe yours is
Oh,
to make you
that's
faster.
helpful. Faster's helpful.
I feel like I can go
My
twice as
mentor said
fast now.
something about that's great.
Sorry, go ahead.
Distance is helpful. My mentor said something about perseverance. Or like we already died, so like not quite sure how much more I need to persevere after that, but maybe we'll figure it out.
Well, just keep trying until you learn something.
Right. So persevere.
That's what you're supposed to learn.
Right.
Well,
Also, I don't know if I got all the barnacles off, so you may get more later.
okay. They look very crunchy. I don't think I've ever had these before, but they look like they're going to be fun to eat. So I'm very excited about it. Ro's going to actually put them in the magic item that ferments them faster.
You do still have a gummy bear in there.
But it's the next day. Can I take the gummy bear out?
You could have took the gummy bear out like 3 days ago.
Can I take the gummy bear out?
Yes.
Put the barnacles in. I'm not going to eat the gummy bear. I'm going to save it. It's going to go in my pocket. But it is now rotten.
It is like severely rotten.
This would be a good snack for later.
I believe barnacles are living creatures you just put in there.
Yeah, they are.
Yep, I guess I did.
I mean, to be fair, they have been scraped off and are no longer in water, so I don't know if they're still alive after this point. I don't know how long it takes for them to die.
Do we need to Google how long it takes for a barnacle to die once it's removed from the water?
Barnacles die after how long out of water? They can live anywhere up to a few hours to a month out of water.
Hmm. So yes, they're alive as I put them in the fermentation machine. Ro doesn't know any better. I have no shame about this.
Oslo's not going to say anything. He doesn't want them to feel bad.
I mean, they were gonna slowly die a horrible death anyway, in my pocket.
That's true.
Now it's technically a faster horrible death.
That's
I
better.
mean, right?
What kind of ramen does Oslo get? We all know that Ro's just getting trash ramen.
um, seafood.
Yeah,
But not
it,
barnacles.
Not barnacles, no.
yeah. The waiter will eventually come back and like give you your trash ramen and will bring a crab and shrimp ramen to
Mhm.
Oslo.
Oslo also ordered sushi.
This is a ramen place.
They don't also have sushi.
No, it's a ramen place. They
Oh.
sell ramen.
Oh, that kind of stinks.
Oh no, I went
Also,
to a ramen place and I'm sad they don't have sushi.
yeah, most ramen places where I live have sushi.
I've never been to a ramen place that also has sushi.
I've never been to a ramen place, but I live in the wrong part of the country for that.
Honestly, I mean, it does weird me out that I live in the middle of the country and they're like, here's fresh sushi. And I'm like, how fresh is this really? Because I don't think
No,
you're flying it in fresh every day.
that's so sus. All right, well we have lunch.
Also, we'll begrudgingly head back to the ship and keep scraping off barnacles.
Did you ask who are you gonna ask about the
I guess I did show you the picture
yeah,
and the drawing.
Ro has been showed the picture and the drawing. I made an impressionism joke about the drawing, but
I was very much a 3-year-old being like, "Mommy, look at my picture."
Yeah. Roll me a tinkerer's check, which I don't think Ro has tinkerer's tools. So that is just flat intelligence for Ro.
well, hold on, let me double check because I sometimes I have weird shit. I do not have that. Okay, so a flat intelligence check.
Also,
I got a 17.
Ro, weirdly enough, knows how to fix this.
woohoo!
I guess all that time that your friends being artificers kind of helped you.
I know a little bit. Do you want to say that I figured that out when Oslo showed it to me, or do I figure it out afterwards?
We will say for the humor, you were walking back after Oslo leaves, and then it hits you on how to fix it.
I am running to the ship.
I like how you could just have a phone call, but yeah, you just run to the ship.
I'm gonna run to the ship.
We forget constantly that we have technology.
I'm also practicing my new speed. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, as you're like taking care of the barnacles, you just see a mushroom, like little stubby legs, moving as fast as they can towards you.
I'm gonna say that Rose starts yelling Oslo's name, about twice as far away as is necessary. So I don't know how long it takes before Oslo hears Ro just screaming, Oslo, Oslo, I can fix it.
I mean, Oslo has pretty high perception, so
That just means you have to listen to me scream your name for longer. I assume. Do I encounter any resistance trying to board a pirate ship?
No, they kind of heard you screaming, Oslo, Oslo, I'm gonna fix it from a couple blocks away. So they already know who you're here for.
I guess I just run straight onto the pirate ship and start looking for Oslo.
Oslo will, by the time you get there, having heard you from blocks away, will be waiting by the...
Ro is gonna start explaining this like epiphany they had about your problem. Probably
as you're doing that, Oslo will just start ushering you towards the problem.
I guess Ro's gonna try to fix it.
Yeah.
Please roll me a be Tinker's Tools check. So give me a intelligence check with advantage.
Sweet. Um, I got a 14. I'm willing to give myself Bardic if I need to.
That is up to you.
I'm gonna hedge my bets and give myself a Bardic. So that's a 19.
This is mine. I don't know if you've met my mom before. Okay,
What's
yeah, I was gonna
going
say.
on in the
I'm like, I couldn't
background over
remember.
there? Oh,
Oh.
Kaylee died.
Well, I got a 19 to fix the thing.
Well, you fixed the thing.
Hooray.
Now we just wait a bit to see if Kaylee's good. If they're coming back.
Do 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 do. Uh, I love when we have technical difficulties. It's great.
Do you hope you enjoy Rose mentors?
I am enjoying Ro's mentors. They're teaching Ro very cool things. Ro is having much more fun at their mentorship than Oslo is.
And I hope that Ro is at least. I hope you are enjoying that I gave you something to counter your 13 AC.
I really do. It's fantastic. I'm gonna have to cast that spell every time we take a long rest because having a 16 AC versus a 13 AC makes me decidedly more survivable.
Also, the extra movement and, the other aspects of the spell.
Like, yeah, I mean, certainly the extra movement is also great, but like, sometimes I forget that like, Ro also only has D8 hit dice, which is not terrible, but it's not great either. I am a bard. I am le squish.
Well, at least you're not like a wizard or sorcerer with the D6.
That is true. I am not a glass cannon like a wizard or a sorcerer. I'm not sure we're getting Kaylee back.
Well, after you fix it, we can go. I'm honestly just trying to stall for Vannon to get here so we can do Vannon's mentorships as well.
Do we have an ETA for Vannon?
They said about an hour, about 34 minutes ago.
Okay. Well, we can go back to Ro for a little bit, and if they're not here by the time we naturally wrap that up.
Yeah. Well, more gun training for Ro.
Hooray!
Gotta get
Yeah,
you
no,
that proficiency in firearms.
Heck yeah. Because, it's never a bad idea to give the bard a gun.
Yeah, so as you go to your afternoon with Rowan, Rowan is waiting for you at the shooting range. And is just kind of sitting there and just, in very old traditional, like, mean girl style, is just filing her nails.
Um, Ro will come up and be like, "Why do you do that?
File my nails.
Yeah, why do you do that?"
Keeps them healthy and sharp.
I do not have those.
Then you do not need to worry about keeping them sharp.
It's none of my friends have sharp nails. Are they supposed to be sharp?
No, I'm part phoenix slash Aarakocra.
Ro's gonna think for a second and be like, birds, claws, cats. Does that mean you're like a cat?
More like a bird, but yes.
But you don't have feathers.
No, my feathers are made out of fire.
Feathers made out of fire. Whatever. Ro's gonna be like, we're not gonna unpack that.
Yeah, so it's like, anyways, you have your gun.
Yes. Psh, psh.
I want to try something.
Okay.
So you have a shot that allows you to stop things in time, right?
Yes.
What would happen if you then stopped it in time and captured it by your staff?
I guess theoretically it would remain captured in time in my staff. I don't know what would happen when I release it though.
Wouldn't it be fun to figure out?
Yeah, I gotta. Oh. Above table. I feel like there needs to be a way for Ro to check what is currently in the staff.
It is a magical item that's attuned to you. You do know what's in the staff at any given moment.
Cool. I'm sure Ro knows. I'd have to go back in my notes to figure out if there. I think there's something in the staff. I think is my problem right now. I'm pretty sure that I'd have to discharge something.
I don't
Um,
remember. I don't keep track of your staff.
One of us should. Um,
Probably the player who has the staff.
uh, I currently have a 5th level. This says diving smite, but I'm pretty sure I didn't mean. I'm pretty sure that's a typo.
I'm pretty sure you need
I'm
divine
sure.
smite.
Diving smite. uh, yeah, so there's a 5th level divine smite in my staff right now
Mhm.
that I'd have to discharge to test this fun and intriguing theory. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I want to get rid of my 5th level divine smite.
It's up to you. It's up to you if you want to get rid of your 5th level divine smite.
I do not want to get rid of my 5th level divine smite right now because I don't have 5th level spells. So that's not something that I can just get back.
You would also have to find another level 20 paladin to steal a 5th level divine smite from.
Exactly. So I'm gonna be like, that sounds really, really cool, but my friends and I have all died before. One of them twice, and I, what I've got stored in here is probably a lot more useful than this thought experiment. Sorry.
Interesting.
What?
No, this is the DM. Please, I'm gonna roll a luck check real quick. Because the
Oh no.
spell would only attack if there's another living thing in the staff. Capturing a bullet might. I'm gonna roll. If it's lucky, you won't have to discharge it. The bullet will just take up another slot in the staff. Because I just realized that
That
wording I wrote.
that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Because also the bullet is not a spell.
It's an object, but you can
It's an
capture
object.
objects.
I can capture an object, and the only problem with that when I'm storing a spell is that normally the spell would damage. But I can't remember if the wording says that the stored spell damages anything that enters the staff or just humanoid, like
Let me
living
pull up the
creatures.
staff information then. I did not think about this when I wrote this little scene.
So it says I have 5 charges, which can be used to capture an incoming spell. Does that mean I can have more than one captured spell? Or did I have to use all 5 charges because it's a 5th level spell?
Give me a second.
We
to pull up
obviously
the
don't.
staff information.
I was like, it's like we don't use this staff enough to have mastered it, even though we've been playing for over a year.
So you can capture a spell for free. You can store one spell at a time. And no, the exact wording
Mm-hmm.
is a living creature currently within the staff. They are hit by the captured spell. So only living things are hit by spells.
Oh.
Which means
Well, in that
you
case, I
can
should be able
capture
to
the
capture
bullet.
a bullet.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. I guess I will do that then. I will fire the gun, activating the biotic shot is what we're doing.
Yep.
Um, and then capture it in the staff.
You see a prompt on your staff appear like in a little game bar.
Gotcha.
Would you like to fuse bullet with the current spell?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna look at Rowan and be like, this has never happened before.
Well, sometimes tower items have surprises.
Can I ask the staff what happens if I merge them?
The staff cannot respond to you, but you can roll me an Arcana check.
I would like to roll an Arcana check, please. 18.
You would have a bullet with a 5th level Divine Smite built into it. You can smite with this bullet.
Would that mean that when I discharge it, would the attack be considered a ranged, like, weapon attack
Yep.
from the gun instead of a spell save DC?
Yep.
Okay. Which is a 6 in one, half a dozen in the other for row, actually. That is interesting. But it would combine it, so it should do the bullet damage and the divine smite damage
Yes.
then
Which
in
row
one shot.
with all the help of helping Vannon. An Eldritch Smite cannot normally be applied to long-ranged attacks.
Right. Okay. And final question then. Would that technically mean then, because it's merging into the bullet, that I could store a new spell?
Yes.
Sweet! Yeah, we're gonna do that. You're so gonna do that, and I'm gonna take a note on it so that I don't forget what's in my staff now.
I will say it will cost you 3 of the charges for the spell conversion into an item.
That's fine. I don't use the charges enough anyway because they reset. So
That's why I only gave you
sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Inside Rose staff. I found it. That's going to be fun later. It's going to be a surprise for every one of my friends because none of them are here for this.
Yeah. And and their spells stack with empowerment of the marksman's extra damage it does with its marks.
Wait. I enjoy this. That's amazing. I'm gonna look at Rowan and be like, as much as I'd like to know what this looks like when I discharge this bullet, we're gonna save this because I'm gonna need it. I just know it.
Then why don't we try it with a secondary bullet?
Good idea. All right, so I'll fire another shot.
Vortex shot.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm making sure I'm tracking how. Um, and then I'll capture it again and then I'm gonna very carefully make sure that I discharge the normal bullet.
Yeah. So you see as you just like hold your staff up and it looks like the most innocent thing of just like and then you just see a fucking bullet zoom out from your staff and hit a target.
Why do I feel like this is gonna end up being the meme? You wouldn't take an old man's walking staff from him because we're gonna get someplace and they're gonna try to disarm us, and I'm gonna be like, "This is fine. Take my gun. I don't need it." Anyway,
Yeah.
that that is handy because no one expects a staff to shoot bullets.
What about trying storing multiple bullets and releasing them at once?
I will try that too. Um, I'm gonna. You want me to try how many? Like 3? I could try 3.
If you want to try three, then try three.
I will try 3. So I'll do that. I will bang, bang, bang,
Mm-hmm.
and the bullets just hang in the air,
Mm-hmm.
and then they go shoop into the staff.
Yeah, and when you summon the bullets back out and say their word to go, all three will go at once and aim for the same target if you are pointing them in that direction.
Mood. But I'm gonna like turn around and like point them in the other direction from like the direction they were originally going,
Mm-hmm.
just to like make sure that like I can, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm testing things. We're learning.
They go in the direction that you point your staff.
Amazing. I think Ro is like jumping up and down, like giddy with delight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, at this, if I'm being honest. What else? What else should we do?
Are you sure? I'm kind of curious in what that smite bullet does.
No, no, you don't understand. My friends and I, we died.
Yes.
There's a psychopathic killer that
Mm-hmm.
is out for our blood right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I should use that in a training exercise.
But who hasn't been tracked down by a psychopathic killer and be an adventurer?
I don't know. Is that normal? It feels a little abnormal to me.
Well, no, that's just part of being an adventurer. Somebody is constantly trying to kill you at any given moment.
Again, I just feel like I should hold on to this. It feels important. Plus, hold on. What were we? Do you remember what we were fighting that cast Divine Smite at me?
Not off the top of my head.
Because it would have had to been a paladin. But Vanon's brother's not a paladin, right?
I believe it might have been Vanden's brother you took the smite from.
Okay, got it. That's what I was thinking too, and I'm not gonna lie. Ro's gonna try their hardest to save this fucking bullet for him.
You're gonna keep
Like,
this bullet this whole campaign, just at the very end of the boss fight, to just be like, hey, remember the divine smite you failed to do like 8 years ago? Here you go.
it feels very poetic for Ro to think that it's possible to save this bullet for Vanon's brother specifically. Is that gonna happen? Probably not. But in this moment, Ro really wants to save that bullet for the man that tried to kill them.
So, do you want to say that you have, um, it's not Rose, it's not Melody, what the fuck, I'm forgetting the NPC's names. Say that you have touched Violet recently.
Probably. I mean, it's definitely more likely that I'll have touched Zag recently because I've been using his powers, but I don't see why I wouldn't have like come in contact with Violet recently.
You see, Rowan will use their gift of upgrade to upgrade your gift up by 1 level temporarily.
Okay.
And while you're sitting here with the bullet, you end up getting the notification that Momentum Mirror will try to activate.
What's that?
Do you like open up your mimic window to like look at the abilities of replication?
Uh-huh.
Momentum Mirror. You can copy the abilities of any other class as long as you've seen them have been performed before. You can store up to 3 class abilities. You currently have an Eldritch Smite in your staff that you can copy.
Man, Rowan really wants me to shoot this bullet, don't they?
As the DM, I want you to shoot this bullet. You don't have to shoot a 5th level one, but now I'm giving you the ability to actually fucking smite.
Alright, well, as long as I can save my 5th level smite bullet, I will entertain my DM and I will go ahead and use Violet's ability to cast a fucking smite infused bullet. Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah, you can replicate this bullet. And what level of smite are you putting into this?
The highest that I have access to.
Which is
I don't
the
know.
highest
I
spell
have
slot.
3rd, I think. Let me. Yeah, 3rd level. So it's a 3rd level smite.
So you make a bullet of 3rd level of dive smite. Do you shoot it out of your gun?
What kind of targets do I have available to me?
H like normal like gun targets.
I'm gonna shoot at the farthest one away from Ro at the moment.
Yeah, you see the bullet travels, and then as soon as it hits, you see it does a bit of damage, and after like a 6-second delay, it just explodes of divine light.
That is the coolest thing Ro has ever seen.
I wanted you to have exploding bullet, okay?
And it's not like I don't have a paladin that could give me a smite spell all the time. You realize what you've done, right?
I've given
You've
you
you've
exploding bullets, yes.
you've given me exploding bullets, but you've also given us the cannon that Ro has to wake up in the morning, assuming that they don't already have one, right? That there's a non-zero chance that in the morning Ro goes up to Vannon, like first thing in the morning, and says, "I need you to smite me." So that I can capture the smite and fuse it with a bullet in preparation for my day.
That sounds so dirty. Can you please smite me?
There's no other way to say that either. And saying it to Vannon is extra weird because Vannon's not like that. He's like the least thirsty member of our entire group.
Mhm.
So, nope. Ro has exploding bullets. That's right. You've not only given the naive mushroom child a gun, but you've given them the ability to turn their bullets into literal magic missiles that explode on contact.
I will say you can only store up to 2 magical bullets at any time.
That's fine. We don't need I don't think we need more than 2.
You're just always gonna save a spot. Okay, I get it. Yeah, and Ron would be like, I honestly thought this would fail. I did not think this was gonna be a prosperous, invention.
What would have been the point of me trying something you thought was going to fail?
See if you could do it.
Well, I did it.
Well, is there anything particularly that you would like to train in our next couple of days together?
um I don't know. Can I think about it?
Absolutely, you may take all the time that you need.
Cuz I feel like you've taught me so much in the past 2 days and like my head's going to explode.
Well, if your head explodes, I believe Micah and Nits have a great regeneration property.
We do. It doesn't stop it from hurting though.
Yeah, before we end, I'm gonna give it a couple minutes to see if Nutmeg responds, see if they are home.
That's okay. I was going to say that at the end of the day, I think Ro is going to see if they can go find Thorn.
Okay, yeah. Let me roll to see what Thorn is up to. Let me roll my cool, funny fidget spinner. I have a fidget spinner die, and I just want to use it for the funnies.